welcome to Unijo. My name is Abhinav and today we are going to a one-of-a-kind place in all of the US. We are going to the Waco Mammoth National Monument, and you might be thinking, why is it called Waco Mammoth? Why is it called something else? Well, guess what? There's 16 Colombian mammoths in the same spot they were found, and I bet you couldn't find a better place than this in just Texas. And this is like one of the only places in the U.S. where the fossils are in the same place where they used to be. I mean, you can't really call them fossils because they aren't old enough to be classified as fossils. You guys might be thinking that this is very old, but these are just replicas of animals that lived here with with the Colombian mammoths, like the dire wolf, the saber-toothed cat, and the camels. And they actually have like the fossils of the saber-toothed cat. They found a saber-toothed cat tooth in this dig site. And they found a whole camel skeleton, which we'll be seeing later. And here's a replica of a mammoth skeleton. And now we're going on the trail to the dig shelter, where it's like a big building where all the fossils are in the same place. And there's also picnic tables in an amphitheater, so the whole family can enjoy this place. And if you come in fall, I bet this place will be very beautiful. And since we came kind of like after fall, we came on a fall trip. A lot of the leaves were down, and a few trees had the fall-colored leaves. And this is the amphitheater. It's not too big, but it's not too small either. And it was a really big place. And right now we're going into the dig shelter. If you're living in Waco or coming to Waco, just like if you're crossing Waco, you should totally visit the Waco Mammoth National Monument. It is a very awesome place if you have a child that loves dinosaurs or any prehistoric animals. So this is a must-visit place in Texas. So now we're entering the dig shelter. They designed it very cool. The windows, they don't allow any UV light to damage the fossils, because the fossils can easily get damaged because they're very soft. They're not really hard. A fossil is like it's like a rock, so I can't really call these fossils. We can just call them bones because they aren't old enough to be fossils. They like literally become rocks. Those are what fossils are. And right now, once you enter, you have the life-size Colombian mammoth where you can take photos. Colombian mammoths can get up to 14 feet tall, which is really cool. The mammoth skeletons actually look pretty small, probably because their bones are scattered all over the place, which if you've seen them still alive, that would be really weird. And the scientists think how all these 16 mammoths, a saber-toothed cat, a crocodile, ducks, and a bunch of other animals got together. It was probably in a flash flood, and as you can see, they had a photo of probably what happened. You can see the camel drowning and the elephants, the mammoths running away from the river. They probably thought this because, the Brazos River is not too long away, and it could have easily flash flooded and killed all the mammoths in one spot. So that's why the bones were preserved so how they found this big dig site was probably because two people, they're walking down the Brazos riverbed, not the riverbed, but they're walking down like this creek, and then they saw like a bone sticking out of the place, and they went to this museum. They asked them what this was. They said it was a mammoth bone, and they just ignored it. But then that person asked them to just come and dig for a little bit, and they started digging, and they found a whole fossil. But then they just gave up because they didn't have enough money to keep it going. And then a few years later, the museum got a new director. The old director told something about the dig site, and he got really excited, so he started sending more people. And this time, they were lucky. So the city of Waco, Baylor University started sponsoring them so they could keep up the dig site. But they were really looking for like the national history, the state parks to support them. And luckily, the state parks did come, and Barack Obama announced the Waco Mammoth National Monument as a national monument. So that was a really big part in history, and it's a completely free admission. But these aren't the only mammoths, aren't the only thing. They also found, as I said earlier, they found a saber-toothed cat tooth, and so there's probably a saber-toothed cat bone somewhere. There's probably a whole fossil skeleton, and they found an unidentified animal. I thought the unidentified animal was probably the saber-toothed cat, but it was just the bones got scattered up. And they also found skeletons of ducks and crocodiles, but those went to the Baylor University. The biggest mammoth also went to the Baylor University. So a lot of them went to the Baylor University, but a lot of them just stayed here. They only took like 2 to the Baylor University because after all, they did sponsor them. So a lot of them are still in the same spot because they didn't want to like risk taking them out and breaking the fossils because they were very fragile. And they're not done yet. They're still continuing to dig north because they probably thought like there's more mammoth skeletons over there. So if you come later, there might be like an extra 2 mammoth fossils, or probably the full skeleton of the saber-toothed cat, maybe. That could happen. So that's pretty much it. But they also have lots of the tools that they use to excavate the fossils, like the brushes and seeds and all that kind of thing. So you can study about that, and you can learn a ton of stuff. I actually learned that there's something called Colombian mammoths. At first I thought there would be woolly mammoths here, but then when I realized that woolly mammoths and Colombian mammoths weren't the same, and woolly mammoths were bigger and woolly, while Colombian mammoths were smaller. They also have this cool staircase that led down into this underground place where they would find the fossils, and as you can see, those are the tools over there. So you can learn a lot about the dig shelter, the fossils, a lot of mammoth facts, and you can learn a ton of stuff. So make sure to visit this place. It was a really nice place. It was a really cool experience. And that's not it. They actually had a ton of more stuff. They had a ton of other trails that you can check out, like the Eagle Loop Trail, which probably has bald eagles. I'm pretty sure they had like this bald eagle conservation center over there. And there's a ton of other and as you can see, there's like the sign about the the Colombian mammoth facts, so you can read that and learn something. And it also shows like other animals that might have lived there, while the the Colombian mammoths are there. So what if they actually found that, and you could do that? Plus, if you have children coming here, they do give these Junior Ranger activity books that you can get on the gift shop for free. And if you like do well, you can get badges and all that. And this is the gift shop. It was like a small tent. So that's it for today. Bye. We'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and share it to anyone who might need this video.